The Identity of a Mother, a story of love, patience, and justice. This was an ancient time. It was a period when roads were not paved and tall buildings did not touch the sky. People lived simple lives, staying in houses made of mud, and their hearts were just as simple and pure. In those days, there was no scientific research and no modern technology. There were no complex blood tests and no methods like DNA that could instantly reveal the truth. In that era, justice depended only on wisdom, experience, and understanding of human nature. Judges and elders made decisions based on their knowledge and insight, and people trusted them completely. In that same era, in a peaceful green village, there lived a young man named Zaryab. Zaryab was tall, strong, and hardworking. Before sunrise, he would leave for the fields, and he would return home at sunset. The people of the village often praised his honesty and dedication. On the other side of the village lived a young woman named Zoya. There was modesty in her eyes and sweetness in her voice. Anyone who spoke with her was impressed by her gentle and respectful nature. With time, the two began to meet more often, sometimes at the village well while fetching water, sometimes on the paths through the fields, and sometimes during the village fairs. Slowly, their hearts began to beat for each other. In those days, love marriages were not easy. Family traditions and social customs often stood in the way. But Zaryab did not lose courage. He convinced his parents, and eventually he married Zoya. After marriage, their life began like a beautiful dream. Zaryab worked in the fields all day, and when he returned home in the evening, Zoya would be standing at the door with a smile. That smile would take away all of Zaryab's tiredness. The villagers would often say, these two were truly made for each other. Time continued to pass. The first year passed, then the second year, then 5 years, but no child's voice had yet echoed in their home. The courtyard where children's laughter should have been heard remained silent. At first, they did not think much about it, but as the years passed, people's whispers began to grow. The old women in the village would murmur, 10 years have passed, and still no child. These words pierced Zoya's heart. At night, when everyone slept, she would quietly cry. But Zaryab always comforted her. One night, Zoya said while crying, perhaps it is not written in my fate to become a mother. Zaryab immediately held her hand. He said, Zoya, my happiness is with you. Even if we never have children, I will never regret it. But society's words slowly affect even the strongest hearts. With time, Zaryab's friends began advising him. One day, a friend said, Zaryab, your life is passing by. A man needs an heir to keep his name alive. These words slowly settled in Zaryab's mind. Eventually, Zaryab spoke to Zoya about it. Zoya listened quietly. After a moment, she softly said, if this is your happiness, then I agree. A few months later, Zaryab married another woman named Asiya. Asiya was a gentle woman, but people in the village began talking about it. Rumors spread, and the environment around Zaryab became uncomfortable. So he decided to leave the village. He moved to a large city with both of his wives, Zoya and Asiya. Life in the city was very different from the village. The markets were crowded, people were busy, and trade filled the air with noise. Zaryab started a cloth business in the city. At first, there were difficulties, but his hard work soon began to pay off. The shop became successful, and slowly their lives improved. 2 years passed, but still, Asiya also had no child. Then, one day, news arrived that changed everything. Zoya was going to become a mother. When Zaryab heard this, tears of happiness filled his eyes. He looked toward the sky and said, "Oh God, you have finally rewarded 10 years of patience." A few months later, a beautiful baby boy was born. They named him Ariz. Zaryab's happiness knew no bounds. He distributed food among the poor and celebrated for several days. But fate had something else planned. When Ariz was only 2 years old, Zaryab suddenly fell seriously ill. Healers were called, medicines were given, but his illness kept worsening. Finally, one night, Zaryab took his last breath. He left this world, leaving behind his 2 wives and his little son in tears. After his death, life in the city became very difficult for the 2 women. There was no one to manage the business anymore. Eventually, they decided to return to their village. They took Ariz with them and went back. But as soon as they arrived, a new problem arose. Both women began claiming the child. Zoya said, "He is my son," but Asiya also made the same claim. Rumors spread among the villagers. Finally, the matter was taken to the court of the great Qazi. The Qazi was a wise and experienced man. He listened carefully to both women, but in that time, there were no scientific methods to discover the truth. No blood tests, no DNA, no modern investigation. The Qazi closed his eyes and thought deeply. After a moment, he announced a shocking decision. He ordered the executioner, "Cut this child into 2 pieces, give half to one woman and half to the other." Silence fell across the court. As soon as the executioner raised his sword, Zoya screamed and fell at the Qazi's feet. Crying, she said, "My lord, please do not kill my child. I withdraw my claim. Just let him live." Asiya stood silent. The Qazi smiled. He immediately stopped the executioner and announced, "The true mother is the one who is willing to sacrifice her own claim to save her child's life." And thus, Ariz was given to Zoya. Asiya felt ashamed, but Zoya showed kindness and forgave her. With time, both women helped raise Ariz together, and this story continued to be told for generations, reminding people that a mother's love is the purest and most selfless love in the world. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more meaningful and inspiring stories. Also, let us know in the comments section what lesson you learned from this story. Your opinion is very valuable to us.